There we go.
Hey guys, what's up? What is up? 40 Grit here, 40 Grit Guitars. Been a minute. Thought I would come on tonight and see what you guys are up to. Jump in and see what everybody's got doing. I got nothing doing because it's hot out here. So I've been struggling with the heat, trying to go out there. I got projects and it's finding the time to go out there, and you walk outside and you're like, man, it's just too hot to go out there. So anyways, last year I was laughing the other day because this time last year I did the 1-year anniversary show and I had just gone back to work. Yeah. I just, at the end of that time off, I took January to June off. And right at the end of May, I started the channel. So I was just like throwing stuff on there left and right. And I went back to work and I was struggling still with the heat out there, but I was also trying to build my channel. So this year, I guess it's a little bit of a different tactic. I guess it just kind of is what it is. I looked at my better half this morning and said, it's just, maybe this is just going to be a seasonal kind of thing, because I went out there this afternoon to sand on this neck I'm going to talk about today. And I was out there for about 15 minutes. It's just too much. So anyways, enough about that. But, I apologize for the, if you guys are wondering where I got a couple of text messages and a couple emails going, hey man, where are you? Well, life sometimes gets in the way. So anyways, I super appreciate the emails and the text messages, and you guys have any questions or anything, you guys know how to get hold of me. So that being said, let's jump in the chat here real quick and say hello to everybody. And then I'm going to start going over some stuff here. Ronnie Parker. What up, Ronnie? Ronnie Parker's here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Chris, thanks for being here, man. How you doing? Greg Miller, what's up? 40 Grit. Not much, man. Just living life, and come on and spend some time with you guys tonight and talk about guitar stuff. And that's what I enjoy doing. Puts a smile on my face every time. Randy Price. There's my buddy Randy. Randy's working on a guitar right now. I'm not sure if he shared any of that with you guys, but it's coming out really good. Looks good. Sonic Blue is always a good choice. I did a Sonic Blue, and I sold it to my buddy. So yeah, Sonic Blue is always a good color. So I like Sonic Blue. Johnny Rasmussen. All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Jimmy Biter's here. What's up, dude? I saw a cool guitar you were playing. I think it was last night. Single humbucker with an Ibanez neck. I was just curious where you got that body from. Wonder how the pairing was on that. Turn my phone off here. How the pairing was on that neck to body. You had to do a lot of modifications on that. Interesting guitar though. Cool looking guitar, man. Cool looking guitar. Jarrell, what's up, man? Mom said that you had texted her and said, yeah, let's go. Yeah, here we are. Allie, I think that's Allie. Allie, how are you? Nice to see you. Jimmy, John Deshanes. Oh, John Deshanes here. Hey, man, what's up? I watched, I jumped in with you guys last night a little bit. I was just kind of watching, and then old man had to go to bed. But thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Randy says, dude, it's hot as hell in Georgia. I can't imagine Arizona. Yeah, I think it's 113 here today. Supposed to be hotter tomorrow, then I think it cools off on Tuesday. So I don't want to bitch about it. It's just kind of one of those. It's just when it's summertime, man. That's the way it goes. But the interesting thing is going back from last year, going out there and feeding off, long before I realized that having a YouTube channel is a hungry beast and it's never fed. I was just throwing stuff on there, bang, 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 and like I said, Dane Zimmerman had said, dude, you're putting too much stuff on. I'm glad I put all that stuff on now, because I'm just not, See, I was wondering that, man. Yeah, Pearl. That's the guys I get my bodies from. Yeah, I was wondering if that's where you got it from. eBay. That guy's got some good stuff, man. It's surely CNC. So, yeah, cool, man. Well, yeah, that guy's good for throwing some business at. So that's cool. Very cool, man. Very cool. So, okay. So let's talk about some guitar stuff. I think I'm caught up in the chat. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Jimmy's commenting. So neck off a 87 S540 Pro neck, 12-inch radius, nice radius, and a Fender neck heel. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a cool guitar, man. That's got some good wizard profile. That had some eyeball. That caught my eye. It's a cool guitar. Randy says, "Gee, it's been mid-90s here through Dickens Committee." It's probably same equivalent. I mean, everybody says it's a dry heat out here. When I step outside at work, sometimes I'm in air conditioning all day. Sometimes I step outside and it feels really good for my drive home or whatever. And then it gets like, all right, man, this is right at the end of October is where you reach your point in Arizona to where you're like, okay, that's it. I'm over this for me personally. And then it breaks and then here comes November and then we're back at good stuff again. So anyways. So yeah, I was talking to Randy. So the Charvel Henrik, I talk about him a lot, and because I think they're cool looking. I thought they had a cool look on them, and there's a couple things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about him. I could just never pull the trigger. I was out at Instrumental Music in Simi Valley, with my boy, and saw one, and I was pondering, and I had been pondering purchasing that, and I passed on that, and then he was out here. My boy surprised me for Father's Day and came out, and we went. It's such a joy to share music with him because he goes to he was going to Amoeba today. I called him. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're going to Amoeba." And in LA on Hollywood Boulevard. And that's what we do when I go out there. We go out and hang out at Amoeba and go to the guitar stores. And now that he started playing guitar, big Blink-182 fan, which I know you guys know. And so he came out and we went to Zia Records, which is kind of an equivalent of Amoeba out in LA. And then I was chasing this. Dweezil Zappa's Having a Bad Day on CD. I have it on vinyl. It's just the CD is extremely rare. You just can't find it. They're just not out there. There's one on eBay right now, and it says acceptable condition. This is mint, and I was chasing that. I went into Zia, and I had said, can you find the CD? And they said they could, and of course it wasn't. So some other nonsense they came up with. So it ended up coming in and it was the wrong CD. But anyways, I got it. And I was on I think even the last live I was chasing this Dweezil Zappa guitar. And, so I was on I'm still on a big Dweezil kick. So if you haven't listened to Dweezil stuff, it's really good. I recommend the Having a Bad Day CD and the My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama CD. They're both really good. My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama was produced by Beau Hill, which if you listen to the guitars on that, it's very radish, very DeMartini-ish, and that's probably why I like it. I like his tone on that album. So if you don't know about that album or if you're not familiar with the Dweezil Zappa stuff, check him out. He's super cool, and he's if you know Eddie Van Halen, you know Dweezil. So anyways, I went on a big kick with him, but I'll get to that in a second. So the Henrik guitar, I bought this neck a while back, and I remember talking about it, and what am I going to use it for? And I didn't know what I was going to use it for. Well, shockingly, the owner or I looked at my girl today, and I said, I wish I knew the story on this guitar because it obviously started as a Henrik. Obviously, it's still, I guess it is a Henrik, but I mean, so the owner of this said that he had sent it to MJT Guitars and had it relicked, which it makes sense. So I guess I'll I'll share this here real quick. Let me sell out. Let's go. So MJT, I started looking into them, and they do. You can send your guitar to them, and they'll antique it. They'll, if if you're not comfortable, or doing that kind of stuff or whatever. And so the guy apparently had this antique by MJT guitars. So the cool thing about it is it doesn't have. So anyway, shout out to MJT because they did kind of a good job on this. Let's see if I go to shopping list. Where's it at? So this is it right here. If you look at the checking on this, look at the checking. I mean, it's surely razor blade. There's no, it's razor blade. That's my opinion. But what's cool is they got weird those the cheesy relicing on the Henrik, and they did a pretty good job of antiquing it. A really good job of bringing out the checking and all that good stuff. I know how they did it, but it looks like they kept the pattern, the majority of the pattern. I think they refinished over it and then razor bladed it. That's my opinion, because it's too perfect and the lines are too straight, and there's stuff like that Murphy Lab and all the relicing guys that you can do. But in my opinion, it's razor blade. The back looks great, and it came with and I didn't pay anywhere near this, so not even close to this, because I hit him with an offer, and I said he said that he was doing this for a customer, and I said, well, let your customer know that I'm interested, but I'm interested at this price, and he can keep his Floyd Rose. So I had the neck already. I said, hey, is that the guitar that came with the neck I bought? And he said, yeah. So I said, cool. The pair's coming back together, and I'll rebuild it. And it just came out really good. So it doesn't have that cheesy, and by the way, if you don't know what that symbol is, like in this area right here, that's the Egyptian symbol for overpriced. So there's always like this weird symbol right here. That's the Egyptian symbol for overpriced. I think it's Sanskrit for overpriced. But other than that, they got rid of all that cheesy stuff, and it just looks really good. It looks like I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and my waiting paid off. So it turned out really good. This is gonna go this push pull, lock. I'm not doing that. I'll probably put a kill switch in here. Put the single volume push pull, and then put a kill switch in there. And they antique the pick guard, so I really don't want to switch pick guards because it looks really good. Probably with some iodine or something. So it just looks really good. So I'm very pleased with it. So this is I just wish I knew the story on it. And I was talking to Randy about it. I was talking to Randy Price about it. And I was talking to Randy about it, and the neck, and I said, it almost looks like it was refinished. Is there a weird buildup around your frets? And he said there was, but I still think that somebody refinished this neck. So I went out today, which brings up the heat, and I took some 400 to the neck, and it feels a lot better now. It just still feels finished, which is weird for a Charvel neck. But if you guys have one of these, just let me know if it feels like there's a finish on the back of it. I don't know. So anyways, turned out good. I got some tuners coming. I'm gonna put some Godos on it, and it's got those weird, inserted Charvel cheap tuner things. So I'm gonna put some, not that Godos are expensive, but I'm not paying for Schallers. I'm gonna put some Godos on it, and the frustrating thing is, when am I going to get to it? Which is going to be a while. And Floyd's, I was going to talk about Floyd's. Hey, if you're looking for a Floyd Rose, seems like Stu Max always got these, and Stu Max running 20% off a lot lately. So I'm getting these for a couple $100, and I don't think that that's a bad deal. So if you're looking for, Floyd's now, if you buy the whole kit, I have boxes of nuts out in the garage, so I'm not really hurting for those, but it's funny, these are stamped on the back now, original Floyd Rose. You know, they're not stamped made in Germany anymore or anything. They're stamped original Floyd Rose. But keep an eye out for the Stu Mac stuff. You can get good deals on that stuff. So let's see here. Where am I at? Let's see here. Okay, so that's the story on the Henrik. I will get to this when I get to it. Hopefully soon, but I will probably do a video on it because I'm looking at the neck angle and there's no recess. So obviously I'm gonna have to put some neck angle on this to get it where I want it. So maybe I'll do a video on getting this all lined up and getting this put together and stuff. So it'll be a cool guitar when it's done. But I appreciate the guy that did all the stuff on it because it's the Henrik that I wanted and I got it. I mean, when you put the two together, I'm $800 into it. But I got to put a Floyd on it. So, you know, it starts adding up once you start doing everything. But I'm 800 in it right now. So I think 800 is a good price to be into a Henrik for. Although it's, you know, it's not, if somebody, you know, somebody may not like this. And somebody may like the original look of the Henrik, which this is not the original look of the Henrik. So anyways, that's that. This is the Henrik. So I went over that, went over the Floyd Rose with you guys. Hey, just want to let you know too, if you guys have a channel, because I talked to Ryan, OU812, which is, by the way, he's here. What's up? Or maybe he's not going, but he was here. Ryan's here. What's up, everybody? Ryan, what's up, dude? I was talking to him about the whole StreamYard thing because shoot, man. That stream for the year is like $800. And I was like, I don't know if I want to pay $800 for the year to have a stream, you know? So when my son was here, we're sitting, he was actually getting ready to go home. And I was like, oh, you know what? I need you. We got to go in there and figure out the streaming thing because I may have to go to a different streaming platform. And I came in here and he said, okay, well, let's just go ahead and cancel StreamYard. So I went in to cancel it. And it said, do you want to cancel your thing? And I said, yes. And it said, are you sure? And I said, yes. And it took me to this other thing. And it said, what if we gave you a 50% discount? So I said, well, I'll pay what I paid last year, which is what I paid to start this, which is like $400 to have the stream for the year. So apparently StreamYard people, I think what happened is I think a lot of people left StreamYard. And I was, you know, kind of intimidated by that because I'm not a really super computer savvy and I have all my stuff on here already, you know, so, and I didn't want to have to change, but anyways, I'm getting StreamYard for the $400 or whatever it is per year. So that worked out well for me because I'm really not looking forward to changing stuff up. So okay, went over the Henrik and then I'm gonna go over one more thing here real quick. Let's jump in the chat. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Jimmy was up 40. Let's see. What just happened here? Okay, I'm have fun relicing by myself. Hey man, I've done a bunch of guitars now with I've done a bunch of guitars now relicing, and it's relaxed. Well, I mean, I was off. I wasn't working when I was doing those, but it's fun. So, you know, I gave you the majority of the tools that I use, man. I mean, it's just if you're going to do a relic, it's always good to shop and find a guitar that you want to mimic. You have to have a mimic guitar because if you don't have a mimic guitar, you're surely going to mess your relic job up. And then have your you know, find a picture of something front and back. You know, Google's great for that. And you know, mimic the relicing job. And if you guys have any questions on the relicing thing, you know, you can hit me up. I'd rather not talk about everything, but you can hit me up and I can tell you how to do stuff if you're getting ready to do it. Stu Petty said he pulled his out of the freezer today. And it says, Randy says, mine is going to the freezer probably Tuesday. And then Stu said, very little checking. What guitar was that? What guitar was What guitar was that, if you don't mind me asking? What guitar was very little checking on? Just curious. Randy said mine is build up from me playing it for almost 5 years. Mine is a 2020. The necks on the original 2020 were finished differently than the newer ones when they brought them back in 23. Yeah, I'm thinking, you know what? Now I remember you telling me that because I remember you telling me that they're surely not. I mean, I don't even know if I'm a fan, but so. But yeah, let's see here. Ryan, okay, Ryan's here. Let's see here. Stu says Charvel. It was a Charvel White Relic. Okay, so Charvel White Relic. Um, Now if you want to accentuate that, if you want to bring out the checking on it, you can use some of that Monty's dark relicing wax, or some black turtle wax, and then wipe everything off. It's going to make it, just like I told Randy the other day, do a really small area first, so you like what the outcome is. Don't just go dumping it on it because you may not like the effect. Sometimes the black turtle wax is kind of it takes a minute to clean that up. You'll probably need to have some naphtha or something around to just clean that up real quick. But that's surely what Fender does, I'm pretty sure. And when I bought that yellow custom shop when I was back in Missouri last year, they had the guy had a sticker on lacquer, and I remember pulling that sticker off, and there was residue there, and I had some alcohol at my dad's house, which I did a little area, which was smart, and it was taking the paint off. So I said, I'll just wait till I get home. And then once I got back home, I hit it with some black turtle wax, and I put all the checking right back in that had taken the wax, that the alcohol had taken the wax out on. So, that's always a good one to throw on the front of your guitar to accentuate the checking that's on the guitar. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's go. Yeah. So let's talk about this here real quick. Present share window. Gotten a lot of hits on my lots of like foreign, lots of overseas stuff. So I appreciate that. Lots of interest on my website. My son was out, and I was going to take pictures of everything and throw them on here because we did an inventory, which was kind of interesting. And I'm at 103. I have 103 guitars right now. And I was going to take a picture of all of them and put on my website. And then as I want to sell, I was going to pull them off and have like a shop, which I think I'm still going to do. But I just don't know if I'm ready to start selling anything right now. But anyways, thank you for the interest on the website. The website's pretty cool. Like I said, I had some swag on there. Got some guitar picks, some hats. There is a special edition hat that my better half came up with. She said you should do an all black, which is what I did. And I've sold more of those, and I've sold the black and white. But I'm probably not gonna reorder. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just not do the black whites. So, but anyways, I'm running a 10% off. Just put in the code word or the put in 5150 on the checkout, and it's 10% off whatever you buy. So if you have any interest in the 40 grit swag, I got some stickers and some pics and stuff. So if you have interest in that, 50 or 10% off right now, and 5150 is the code word for 40 grit guitars right now. Okay. So let's see here. Stu Petty says, this does say stupidity. 2 days in the freezer and then an hour and 90 degrees outside. Just checking around the horns. That's a Charvel Relic. 2 days in the freezer, huh? I got some really good hold on. I don't think mine was even in the freezer. I got good checking here. I got good checking here. It's all vertical though, or all horizontal. There's not like these crazy checks on this Henrik. But oh no, I got some checking here. Yeah, it don't look too bad. Surely not as good as the MJT, that's for sure. But again, that's all razor blade. That's all razor blade. I think. I'm pretty sure. She likes the black. Allie likes the black. That was Susan's pick. Stu Petty, have you tried compressed air can? Yes. So the compressed air can works well. Just make sure that you have some naphtha, to get that off, because if you don't get the Freon off it, it smells really bad and it gets on your hands, and then just so make sure that if you're going to do that method, you can heat it up. I think that's how I might have done my first one. I think I used a heat gun and then heated it up really good. It was a yellow Warmouth body, which was poly, which took even more to get it to go. And I heated it up with a heat gun and then turned the compressed air can upside down, hit it, and it shattered pretty good. So you can use that method as well. That method does work. So Randy is correct. You are correct, Randy. Randy, no, I have not tried that. Yeah, you can do that. And like I said, if you want to accentuate, if you want to bring out the checking, just get some black, get some black turtle wax and just hit it, and it'll fill all that checking in, and it's gonna make it look better. It's gonna bring everything out. Randy says, from what I've heard, the compressed air cannon will do more of a spider web style checking instead of just horizontal. Yeah. I think it's whatever you believe is whatever you think is it's actually whatever you think is best for you. I'm sitting here messing with this thing right now and I'm getting like paint. I'm getting like pieces of like coming off. So I think this is razor blade. But anyways, I mean, it looks really good. So let's see what else. What's on my list? Okay, so I went over everything. The let's see. Let's do this. What's on my radar right now? Not much. Not much. I got one thing on my radar, and let's see. And the only reason I have this on my radar is because I've got a neck. This guy's selling this Charvel Pro Mod Burgundy. I don't have a burgundy guitar. I think it's a cool color, especially the vintage ones. The vintage burgundy ones are cool with the single hum. This guy's got that. I'm sure that's a JB. It's a push-pull, three-way push-pull tone knob. So if I got that, I hit the guy up and I said, hey, man, if you'll do 300, I'll do it. And he said, I'll meet you at 325. And I was kind of thinking that wasn't 300, so I passed. So anyways, if this is the only thing on my radar right now that I'm really watching. There's a lot of cool stuff on Reverb right now. There's a couple Ripleys on there. The guys went Brian Goff, Bizarre Guitars in Madison, is selling a Ripley right now. But yeah, I'm watching this one. I guess it's not a bad deal. It's got the covers, which are plastic on these. It does have the neck plate. And I got that DeMartini neck. That's the only reason I'm considering that body is just because I got that neck sitting back there. But you know what? Maybe the best thing to do is to wait right now, because I waited for a long time for that Henrik, and that Henrik turned out really good. I mean, like really good. So I'm very pleased with the Henrik. So let's see, this is something, and then let's see, got here. Stu says has not tried that, but he'll do it. And says, yeah, we talked about that. And so if drop it in a cooler with dry ice, we'll do it quickly too. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'd recommend that. Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried. I'm not sure if I do that. I guess you could. You could find out. There's always you're gonna FAFO, and you'll find out. Um, let's see here. So let's see. I got one more thing to talk about. Let's see. What time is it? Let's see. I thought some people would think that this is cool. So I remember on the last show I was talking about Dweezil Zappa and his having a bad day guitar sold for $35,000, which is from the video with his sister Moon, and just such a just such a cool guitar, cool video. Not really sure about the configuration. Don't really like the volume tone with the three-way switch in the middle because I'm really not a tone guy anyways. But surely a cool guitar, and whoever ended up getting this guitar, I mean that's really cool. Me and my buddy were talking about it the other day. That's a parallel axis in there, and who knows what the might be a jazz, might be a 59. I don't know what's in there. It's probably a. But if you watch the original, if you go back and watch the "Having a Bad Day" video, it almost looked like the slugs might be black, or I'm not sure what the original pickups were, but those surely aren't the original pickups. Um, but man, what a cool guitar. The headstock does it all. I was talking to my buddy Harry the other day, and um, we were talking about how cool the Charvels are with the pointed headstocks. It just makes the guitar. I got that I think I put it away. I got that Bullseye guitar here locally almost a couple years ago now, or maybe it was a year ago. And you just don't see them very often out in the wild. You got to chase them. So, but I've been watching these for a while. I just didn't like that configuration. I can't justify the tone knob. And this is his original, so this is the original. I mean, just such a cool guitar. Just he played this in the Heartbeat video, the Don Johnson Heartbeat, and just a cool guitar. Now that I think about it, I mean, 35 grand really isn't that much money for what I think is kind of a cool iconic guitar, but yeah, it's cool though. So, anyways, yeah, I was chasing one, and then I ended up stop sharing here. Damn it! All these buttons. So this one was on Reverb. Pointed headstock, just like Dweezil's, but the configuration is way better in my opinion. And the pickups, there was one on there that had the correct configuration, but with the correct pickup configuration. But I just didn't want that pickup configuration. And this one has a custom 5, which is one of my favorite pickups, and it's got a 59. So ended up scoring this one. Got a really good deal on it, and so this is one of those that I mean, it's just totally cool. So cool to have a Dweezil guitar. I can't get out in the garage to monkey with this thing. I'd love to, but custom shop and cool guitar and Dweezil Zappa, cool cat. So yeah, I was glad that I found one that didn't have the weird uh pickup configuration, in my opinion. And that volume knob is way too tight. So String alignment's perfect. Like I said, there's another one on Reverb right now. The string alignment is not perfect. It's kicked way over to the bass side, but the configuration is right for what Dweezil's is. And so if you're looking for one of these, there's one on there right now. And I got to tell you, the sanding on this, it feels custom shop, like the body, the contours and stuff. They just feel better. So, which they should for it being a custom shop. So. All right, let's jump back in the chat. Let's see here. Randy says FAFO supposed the drivers creates a shattering effect. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, if somebody try this and let me know how it goes. I mean, like, I'd be concerned about the glue's stronger than the wood. So I don't know. There's something like with me, like thinking if you shock that, I don't know. Maybe it'll work great. Maybe it'll work, so. Solo is pretty cool. Solo's pretty cool. I don't know what that means. I can't believe that Kotz's selling the horror movie themed Ibanez. I woke up this morning and saw that. I saw that what's that hair metal guy did a show on all the stuff that he's selling right now. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that he's selling that stuff. I'm pretty sure that horror guitar, that wasn't that Poison era. I think I'm pretty sure that was Poison era stuff. So, yeah, that being said, I want to go on that. I want to go on that auction and see what he's selling. Not that I really have any. I think Richie Kotzen's a great guitar player, but I don't know if I'd be interested in buying anything of his. I do need to go watch the Tone Talk that Richie was on, but his internet was terrible, and I was trying to watch it and I just couldn't watch it. It was rough, so I couldn't. I really couldn't keep watching it, so I got off. So, yeah, I saw that he's selling some stuff. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Randy probably commenting. Probably commenting on the Dweezil. Yeah, it's cool. Dweezil, talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Why do I find myself wondering why I listen to that song so much. It's just cool. It probably takes me back more to the time when I was, young and watching that stuff and just going, oh my God, look at that green guitar. Because think back to when we were young, you figure the odds of finding a green guitar like that. And I remember going over to a guy, Brian Cusack's house, and he had a Focus 1000. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because he had a Kramer. And we went up to the hobby store and bought some lime green paint, and he painted his headstock lime green. And that was surely because of Dweezil Zappa. So, but I mean, when we were kids, we just didn't have that stuff. So, it's cool that now, we can, all the old guys are going and doing what, all the stuff we couldn't have when we were young. I think that's what's going on. It was on the Fever Dream record. So I don't know anything about that. So maybe it's something I need to dabble into. I did, what's the latest? What did I download the other day? Oh, I bought Larry Basilio's new album, and it's really good. Like, that chick can play, man. She's really good. So if you're and her pickups are very Vi-ish. Like a lot of her playing is like she's got a lot of Vi licks in there. So if you like, if you've never heard of Larry Basilio, check her out. She's cool. I just got her new. I downloaded that, and then. What else did I download? I downloaded something the other day, and I was like, I'm going to get that. Yeah, shout out to my kid who came out and uneffed my my music library on my iTunes. It's just a nightmare. That iTunes library stuff. If you put your own CDs in there, it's just a mess. So he got that figured out for me. So shout out to my kid for fixing that. And apparently he's selling the second horror themed that no one knew about. I saw that there's like a Stratocaster that has a signature that there's only 2 of that he's selling. I didn't see how much he's asking for that, but it's interesting. Interesting. Hey, anybody going to the Anaheim show for the Rat? I'll be there. I'm gonna go. I got to hit up John, see if I can get. I got to hit up John and see if I can get backstage and see if I can get one of my performance. Get Warren to sign one of my performance. I'm not sure if he will because of the Charvel thing, but that'd be cool to get him to sign one of my performance guitars. That'd be cool. They just did that show at Vamped and it was $250 a ticket. I didn't understand that. Katzen has 2 Horror Ibanez on the auction. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. I'll check them out. I'll go check them out tonight. So Pre-Poison. Oh, they were Pre-Poison. He was playing tellies by the time he joined Poison for the most part. He was playing tellies and Poison. Oh, that's cool. I remember the story of him in Poison, and he had had an affair with Ricky Rocket's girlfriend or something, and they stopped the bus and they kicked him off, and that's the last time they saw him. So, I guess he didn't want to. I guess he enjoys dabbling in other things. Zach Thong, what's up, man? Hey, Zach, I saw you on Ryan's channel the other night, man. It's cool to see you on there messing around and playing and stuff, man. It's cool. Darren, what's up, man? Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it. Nice to see you, pal. You going to any of the Rat shows? Let me know if you're going to see him. Did you buy any tickets or anything? Got to go see him. You know, who knows when we're going to see him again. They'll probably have some kind of a fallout. I was really hoping that we were going to get Blotzer and Juan back. But I really like Carlos. I'd like to see Eat Me Up Alive added to the I was listening to that CD the other day on the way to work, and I would really like to see that song added because that was Carlos's song before, you know, when they recorded that. That was his tune. And I would like to see that added to the set list. I would like to see Shame, Shame, Shame added to the set list. I don't recall. I don't remember seeing them play that. I don't think they did. But I would like to see that added to the set list as well. It'd be cool. Zach Long, Randy Price. Hello. Randy Price says he's got a signed Poison album on the auction. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Wasn't that was that Native Tongue that he was on? Was that the name of the album that he played on? I think it was only one, right? I'm pretty sure. Everybody's saying hello. Greg Miller says, "Eat me up." Oh yeah, man. Hey, I think that CD. So, you know, we could talk about that for a minute. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but where's that album at? Infestation. Eat Me Up Alive was a cool tune. Best of Me was their kind of poppy sounding cool Rat song, and I loved it. He does use a Univibe. I think I've talked about that before at that show. I remember I said, "Hey, what's that cool effect you're doing on the solo?" And he said, "It's just a Univibe on off." And I was like, "Oh man, that's really cool." If you guys haven't heard the Infestation album with Carlos on guitar, I'm pretty sure that Robbie Crane played bass on that. Was it Robbie Crane or was Juan back? I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was Robbie Crane. A Little Too Much is a cool tune. Last Call, I'm pretty sure Last Call is the one. When they ended Lack of Communication, they were using the Last Call lick, and then that's how they would close out Lack of Communication. And then I was listening to the new Infestation album, and Last Call came on, the song Last Call, and or maybe it's Take a Big Bite. It's one of those, but it's if you watch the old Rat shows, they end with a cool riff, No, I think it's Last Call. So, anyways, check out, if you haven't checked out Infestation, check it out. It's a great album. And yes, I would like to see Eat Me Up Alive added to the set list. And I think they were even thinking about, or they were even talking about doing that. So yes, Native Tongue. Okay, so I knew that I had that. I knew that I had that album at some point in time, and I think I just got rid of it because it really. You think Poison, you think CC DeVille, you don't think whatever his name is. So got a Kramer 84 coming tomorrow. What color did you get? Did you get white or black or what? The Kramer 84. So is that the reissue? God, this thing is heavy. This one, these are great, man. I pulled this out the other day and plays great. Still plays great. Bends are butter. 1 3/4 nut. These things are badass. Is this the one you got coming? Let me know what color you got. They're cool. Cheap. What's cheap? Tell me what's cheap. Tell me what's cheap. At 40 Grass, yes, Ryan, Trev, John, Randy, and Jimmy, they're all out of fun to hang out. So yes, I'm having fun. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. It was good to see you on there hanging out. And yeah, I saw you hanging out there. So what you give is what you get. That's a good one too. Yeah. Lovesick. Are you kidding me, man? Come on. Hell yeah. All the songs are, dude, that whole album was really good, man. I mean, that yeah, see, we're gonna go back to this. That there was a solo. I've been out of this album for a minute, so I'm pretty sure maybe it was Lost Weekend. I think it's Lost Weekend that they had the video of him playing the solo in the studio. God, that's cool. So I mean, like, if you're, yeah, I know you've seen it, Darren, but I mean, my God, oh man. I mean, that's when I was knee deep in DeMartini. I was like, God, he's just so cool. He's so cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. That's at Anaheim. It's probably right by the convention center. I already got the hotel and everything. I'm going with my best buddy. We're going to go one last run. We said one last jump in the car, one last road trip. Let's go do it. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of meat lover pizzas and Doritos and Mountain Dew, and just like it was when we were young. Zach saying hello to everybody. Let's go. Everybody's saying no. Oh, Louis Villarreal's here. Hey, dude, what's up? How you doing, man? Long time no see. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Nice to see you, man. How's everything going with you? So still playing and everything good? Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Oh, you got it for cheap, $500. So the Kramer 84, it's probably not one of these. You got one of these for $500? If you got one of these for $500, you need to be placed under arrest because you stole it. So let me know what color you got. If it's the 84 that has the route here, that's kind of long, those are cool guitars too. I had one of those and I sold it because I got this one. So I was going to darken this fretboard. I think I might darken this fretboard. Looks a little light brown. It looks a little brownish. Who wrote Never Going Home? Buddy, I don't know. Is this a test? I don't know. Is that on there? Never Going Home? I don't remember that. Take Me Home? Maybe that's what you're talking about. That's a cool tune. I'll tell you what's a cool tune is that one that there was actually an interview lately that was Out of the Cellar area, that Reach for the Sky song that they came out with, and that was Mark Torian from Bullet Boys, who DeMartini had left and he had gone to Dokken, and Torian stepped in, and then I think that's when they recorded that Reach for the Sky, because Torian has writing credits on Reach for the Sky, and that's when he was in the band. There was an interview actually that was done recently, and I think it was Full and Bloom. They were talking about it. It was Don Dokken, and he was saying how he had DeMartini momentarily, and he had left Rat, but then he ended up going back to Rat. And George called and said that he wanted to come back in. So then he took George back, and then DeMartini left and went back to Rat. But yeah, there's a lot of cool like Rat stories right now. Open box. Is it this one? Let me know, buddy. I mean, like I said, is it this one, or is it the one that that has the truss rod adjustment down here at the, it's kind of routed out long, so you can fit a wrench in there. Louis Villarreal says everything is great here. That's good to know, man. Appreciate you being here. Nice to see you, and always a pleasure having you jump in. Hey, Peggy's here. Hey, Peggy, what's up? How you doing? Tell James I said hello. Nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. I've always wondered why DeMartini wasn't in the Hearing Aid project, right? I mean, like, there were so many cool people there. I've got that on vinyl, the Hearing Aid thing. I've got that on vinyl. It's just so cool. Like, that whole time was just so badass. I mean, like, why can't we go back to like cool times like that? Because that, you're 100% correct. Why wasn't DeMartini there? He should have been. Bottom line's a cool tune. Bottom line's a cool tune. The cool thing about the Rat stuff is when you go jump back into the Rat stuff, you realize how awesome, like, the Morning After. I recently revisited the EP. You Got It, Tell the World. I mean, more the B-side stuff for me. You Think You're Tough was the one that got it, but I thought You Got It was always a cool song. I thought that 99 album was badass. Over the Edge, and Gave Up, Given Up, and Dead Reckoning. That was the CD with no second guitar player and Robbie Crane, the 99 album. It's awesome, man. Freaking awesome album. Overlord, what's up, man? Howdy, y'all. I'm with you. Very creative era, music-wise. Yeah, why do we have that anymore, man? Like, what's going on? But I do know that my kid un-effed my music. So I've been driving to work in the morning, just like picking, because everything was doubled up. Like, I just couldn't figure it out. It says, I mean, I'm sure it's probably easy for some of you people, but it pissed me off, for lack of a better term. I'm sitting there going, it's playing the same song twice. So now everything's cleaned out and everything's lossless except for the stuff that I've purchased. And but I mean, Detonator too, man. Shame, shame, shame. Love and Use a Dirty Job. Can't Wait on Love. Can't Wait on Love. I mean, that's got an awesome intro, man. I mean, that just like that, like his licks and the opening licks of that are just wicked. So, man, I could sit here and talk about Rat all night. I'm really hoping that John's still with them, because John had mentioned, hey man, if you're ever at one of the shows, let me know. Or if you're ever coming to one of the shows, let me know. So I'm just assuming, when you assume, you know what happens. But it would be cool if I could get back there, because I would take I guess the question would be, is I got 2 of those performance snakeskins. Do I take the one with the single neck pickup, or just the one humbucker? Because I have both. I think I would take the one that has the neck pickup, because there may be a chance that he might go, oh, this guitar plays great. Who set it up? Hey, can I use it tonight? Doesn't hurt to dream. Nobody rides for free. Yes. Amazing. Amazing. And that neck pickup is that's the solo on that with the neck pickup, performance, PG-10. Check it out. PG-10, performance pickup, single coil, PG-10. Check it out. I picked up Out of the Cellar on MP3 recently. Warren's playing is, of course, amazing throughout. Yeah, man. Scene of the Crime is an awesome song. You know, I got made fun of one time. Like, I had that album. I was on USS Antietam, and we were at sea, and I put on that album, and I started playing that song, and everybody at the shack was making fun of the lyrics. And I was like, I don't know what's so funny. But I mean, at the end of the day, I never really listened to the lyrics. I was always listening to the guitar licks. So, but again, if you want to hear cool guitar licks, go listen to Dweezil Zappa, My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama, the CD. Bo Hill produced that. Bo Hill produced all the Rat albums, or yeah, the majority. And he came back in for Reach for the Sky because they goofed it up. And but if you're looking for cool guitar licks, go check out Dweezil Zappa, My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama. And watch that video, My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama. Cool Kramers. The lineup is awesome. The girl's like, you know, she's behind one of those two-way mirrors or one-way mirrors, and they got the guitars lined up, the Kramers lined up, and she points at the guitar, and I think was it green? It might have been green, but or is that the guy from Let's Fly High, Michelle? What band is that? What band is that? That guy had a lot of guitars too, man. That guy had a lot of cool Kramers, man. What band is that? Fly High, Michelle. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Somebody help me out. What band is that? Enough's Enough. Thanks, Lewis. Good job. Enough's Enough. They what was that? I used to know that guy's name. Just a badass guitar player. Cool guitar player, and Derek Frigo. That's it, man. Yeah, man. Derek Frigo. Yeah, unfortunately committed suicide. Yeah, it's too bad. But yeah, man, that guy, man, I watched those old Enough's Enough videos. That guy had some badass Kramers. And but I'm pretty sure the Dweezil Zappa, My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama video is a green. Was it green? I don't know. I'm gonna go back and watch it tonight, though. I know that. Well, I got some people in the chat, man. Thanks for being here. Buzzing Frets. Have you been here before? But I appreciate you being here, man. I'm not sure if you've been here before, but if you haven't been, welcome. I appreciate it. I just don't recommend your. Oh, and my friend is a monkey. My best friend is a monkey. That's cool. Enough's enough. Welcome, sir. Appreciate it. Oh, Peggy. James says hi. 40 rat ran around. Good music there. Yeah. Heck yeah. All the good stuff. You guys been watching the Steve Vai stuff? I've been watching the shows, man. Pete's there. Pete Thorne is there. Cool guitars, man. Cool sir stuff. Cool sir stuff. So, loving the videos, loving the Vi stuff, loving, all that, kind of on a Vi kick right now too. So, I mean, that's what's so beautiful about dabbling back in your childhood. I mean, there's so many ways for us to go. These kids now, they don't have what we had. So we need to be thankful for what we had, because I come in here and I'm like, oh man, let's go on a Nuno kick. Let's go. Let's listen to Nuno on the way in today. And you're like, my God. Speaking of which, I watched Know Your Gear the other day, and what's his name? But that guy's got some good points about stuff. He said something. He was talking about people wanting to sell some guitars off and stuff, and how you should label it, and you should always go for the keep your high end stuff. So if you didn't watch Know Your Gear, I'll give the guy a shout out. What's his name? He's got I've been dabbling on his podcast a little bit. I don't usually watch him, but he had some good stuff, and he bought a Paduic Nuno, and they oversanded the neck contour and the nuts sticking out on both sides, and they said that they sent him $107 or something. Oh my God. I mean, but he had a valid point. he had a valid point about the guitars he's selling, and the really valid point that I enjoyed about him was when he said that he was doing Phil McKnight. What I really enjoyed about what he said is, I guess there's a PRS or something. I didn't watch it, but he had got a guitar and he did a demo for them, but he wanted a different color, and his wife said, well, I can get you that color. I'll go out to them. He said, nope, don't do it, because the guitar plays great, and I'm concerned that if I get another guitar, it's not going to play as good as this one. Hey man, hats off to that cat for going for the other color, and he's going after playability, because not a lot of people know what a good playing guitar is, in my opinion, because they've never really had their guitar set up to the best playability that can be. And if you know what your guitar's capabilities are when it has 100% great setup, man, he's 100% spot on. But I do feel bad for him about the Beduic, because I think he bought it new, and he showed a back picture. He showed a picture of the back, and man, I mean, you can see both sides of the nut hogging on both sides. Hanging out the sides, kind of bullshit. So I don't know what size. I'm pretty sure those are 1 and 11/16. Yeah, for sure. Probably. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not getting up to get it, but that guitar needs to be set up too. I haven't even really touched. I got a lot of guitars I need to mess with. Come on, November. Come on, November. So let me jump. Sorry, let me jump. I'm getting sidetracked now. Here we go. My best friend is a monkey, says, new subscriber. I'm digging your channel. Hey, bro, I really appreciate that. I'm sorry. I really am like, I think devote is kind of a silly word, but I am devoted to the people that come to my channel. You go, I like when people email me and say, hey man, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? And I try to do it as quickly as possible, because I've been that guy, again, going back to the old days, when I went to places and I said, hey, I need you to do this on my guitar, and this is what I'm looking for. And they would set it up to what they wanted. And the problem is you got to know how you have to have your guitar set up to his best ability. Okay. And you got to find a guy that's going to work on your guitar the way that you want him to, not the way that he wants to. There's too many people out there working on guitars with shops that do stuff the way that they want to. It's not the way it works. So anyways, I really appreciate you as a new subscriber, and I want to apologize to everybody, but hopefully you understand that it's just too hot for me to go out in that garage right now. I'm a 54-year-old man. I ain't no spring chicken. Chris says, any Floyd Rose guitar setup tips for great lower string tension? Low action is easy enough to get, but on some guitars, strings can feel tight. So yeah, I do have some good. So I do not like tight spring tension. I hate it. So what I found, I understand how you feel. I felt that way before, but what I found is the original Floyd Rose springs are great, and the black ones are great. Floyd Rose black, Floyd Rose original. And somebody's going to jump in and say they're one of the same and blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. Okay. Because I've measured them and I've done all my homework on those springs. And I will tell you that red's out, too tight. I like, okay, where's my guitars? Here we go. This is one of my builds. So perfect. So watch. See that bouncing? So that's how I set them up. I take a bend, probably somewhere around, I don't know, 15. And it just raises up just a little bit. Okay, that's how I like my tension. Because then when I go to take a bend, oh my God, just perfect. Perfect bends on this guitar. But I built it. Push pull. Sir SSH Plus, the Marzio Air Norton in the neck. And yeah, this is one of the ones that I reliced and did, and it's kind of like a mellow relic. I had a big number 3 on the front. I went to work one day And a guy at work goes, "That looks like balls, bro." So I was like, "Oh, well, I don't want balls on my guitar." So I came home and I kind of like reliced it out to make it look like a worn out 3. But yes, Chris, what I'd recommend is original Floyd Rose springs. Springs are everything. When I buy guitars, I change the springs immediately. They're usually those really nice chrome looking springs. Trash. Uh, I go to the original Floyd Rose springs with 2. I usually use 2 on everything. I got scolded one time by Kenny at Performance Guitar because I was building a guitar, excuse me, with him, and he said, "Oh, you can't use 2 springs, Mike. You got to use 3." And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, they're going to wear out quicker." I said, "It doesn't matter to me. It's a 50-cent spring, you know." So they're going to, and I still have guitars that I've played back in my gigging days in California that still have the same springs in them. So yes, in my opinion, try this. Floyd Rose original springs, original and black. Floyd Rose black. I've tried FU tone black. Not as good as a, not as good of a response. I've tried FU tone black, and they're just not as good as original Floyd Rose black. So that's where I'm at on that. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with. My favorite part of the show when people start asking me questions. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And again, back to my best friend is a monkey. I can't wait to see you again, and because I think that's a hilarious name for your channel. And I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you subscribing. William De Silva says, "I didn't realize you had a show." No? Well, shoot, man, subscribe. Because my subscribe, that's something else too. Every couple of days, I'll pull the channel up, like the YouTube studio, and it says my number, like everything's down. It's like a sad face, and all the arrows are down. Everything's down on my channel. What am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Hot out, man. I'm not going out there to sweat it out. Please subscribe though. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Robbie Stingle gave me some very good advice when I first started this channel. And he said, do not on your videos ask for please like and subscribe. And I never did it. And I'm glad I didn't do it. But because I don't want to be that guy. I want people here that want to be here, not just because I'm chasing some number. Because I'm surely not chasing a number. Because if I was, I would have bought a bunch of subscribers, because I get those emails all the time. Lawrence, Mitchell, Jackson, and Charvel number 1. I agree, man. Some of the Jackson guitars are cool. I was thinking about chasing one of those what's it call it? The Steve Vai guitars from Crossroads. One of those Jacksons, but I can't justify it because I got the same color Charvel back there with a Strat headstock, and I just can't do that. And I got Aldrich pickups on that guitar, and it plays the bends on that guitar are stupid. So I just can't justify that. I got way too many guitars anyways. Dweezil had the Chartreuse Charvel and also a Performance. Correct. Frank Zappa is what got Vai into Performance. The Flame guitar from the Going Crazy video was a Performance. One of the bodies is still hanging in the shop. But Frank Zappa got Vai into Performance. Dweezil, a lot of, the older I get, it's interesting. And the more I watch, because I know there's a lot of educated people on these, like guitar guys, probably a lot more educated than me. But one thing that I'm really noticing about the whole Frank Zappa thing is, man, what an influence that guy had on people. I mean, Eddie wouldn't have 5150. It wasn't for Frank Zappa. Not a chance. Not a chance that it would have ever happened. Because Eddie got the idea from Zappa, because Zappa had his own studio. So, it's cool to hear all those stories, and, cool to, Performance guitars and the history there. And, it's just, and then DeMartini with the snakeskins, and Kenny isn't doing them anymore. And man, I mean, like what a era for us to grow up in, and how nice. And I just, every day, man, I pinch myself, thinking about how how lucky we are, how lucky we are. So my best friend is a monkey, says there's a long story behind that nickname, but you can call me Mike. Well, Mike, my name is Mike as well. So that'll be easy for me to remember. And I appreciate you subscribing, sir. Appreciate you being here. Lord says, yeah, Phil McKnight. I met him before. I met him at, he probably doesn't remember me, but I met him at Zim's. I went to go see Larry Bitchell, and he was there that day. And nice guy, just like, hey, man, how you doing? And they didn't really talk much. I would like to talk to him. Him and I we live pretty close together. I think he's probably over in Mesa or something. I would like to hang out with him for one day because he has a lot of the same guitar stuff that I like. He likes a lot of the same stuff that I like, I think. But I think he goes way beyond what I like too. So, I mean, it's good show. The guy's got a good show, and that's why he's got good subscribers, and or that's why he has built his. But I remember when Phil McKnight was nothing, when he was sitting in a room doing pedals and pedal reviews, and I remember watching him when I lived in California. So yeah. And I also bought a lunchbox amp from him when he had his shop. So I saw his shop when he had his shop over in Mesa or wherever it was, Chandler or wherever it was over there. But nothing wrong with that, brother. I miss those days, man. Me too, man. I'm really, it's funny about this rat show because my buddy called me one day and he goes, hey bro, can't we just do it one more time? Because we were crazy about running around and going to shows and driving to Vegas and driving, for Steel Panther and for Rat and for Van Halen and both shows in Phoenix and LA and San Diego. And, we were crazy, and he texted me and he said, hey man, one more time. He goes, let's just do it one more time. Let's go to the Rat show. Let's stay overnight. Let's go guitar hunting, in LA. Let's just do it one more time. And I go, well, buddy, the guitar hunting in LA isn't as fun as it used to be. It's just not. It's over. The internet kind of ruined that, but every once in a while you'll pop in somewhere, but very rarely, especially pawn shop. Pawn shops were the big thing for me in San Diego. I would leave on Sundays and go down to Pacific Beach, and my son would be at home with his mom, and I would just go on to Pacific Beach and hit pawn shops. And there were Kramer guitars all over the place. I destroyed a Kramer Pacer, maple neck, beak headstock, 1 3/4 nut. I destroyed it. But a Pacer, it was a Pacer, and it was the 5150 Pacer, but I destroyed it. But that's how me and Bill built the template for the 5150 guitars I did. It was the same body. So, yeah, I've done some stupid shit. I was thinking about that the other day. Guitars I've destroyed, and I wish I had them back. That's surely one of them. Phil McKnight. Yes, Phil McKnight. We're still talking about Phil McKnight. Phil McKnight. Yeah, good show. Tim Thomas, what's up, man? How you doing? It's Dime Bag. By the way, the whole high fret thing. I'm sure you guys saw the show. I got that was a bizarre scenario, that single humbucker Wolfgang I got. So I got that guitar. The frets are all over the place, stainless steel, and I took it up to my buddy, and it's just, he got that taken care of. But high frets are a thing right now. Like, I just got a phone call from my buddy today, and he's saying, hey bro, I just bought an $8,000 Gibson Firebird, and the frets are like, you can't even play it. I'm like, man, send that piece of shit back. But you don't pay $8,000 for a guitar and it comes at its high frets. I say, wait, is it ebony? What is it? He goes, no, it's rosewood soft. I mean, like, you can tap it back in. Sure. On an $8,000 guitar. Nah, man. Adios muchachos. Yeah. Phil's an Arizona guy. He is. Don't forget about Vernon Reed. Vernon Reed's cool, man. I no problem with Vernon Reid. Living Color. Good player. I saw Vernon Reid at oh no, that was the guy from who's the guy from Rally Around the Family, Pocket Full of Shells. What band is that? I promise I don't have Alzheimer's. I just don't think about this stuff as much as I used to anymore. But that guitar player was at the Infestation. I was at the Infestation album drop night, and that guy was standing next to me. Black guy plays with what's that? Rage Against the Machine. I forgot. I don't know what his name. I forgot what his name is. Phil McKnight's pretty even keel, honest guy. I can't remember disagreeing with you anything. No, man. See, I don't think so either. I mean, sometimes come on, man. You put all of us guitar guys in a room, we're going to find a way to pick each other apart. That's just the way it is. That's kind of the fun part. I'm sure there's people out there that make fun of me. I'm fine with it. Whatever, man. And the older I get, the less I give a shit. So, but that was a really good show the other day. When was that? When did I do that? Saturday morning? Yeah. Saturday morning, I got up, I was just drinking my coffee and I started watching it. I couldn't stop watching it because he got me at that PRS and I was like, that's a really good point, man. Kudos to him for keeping the guitar because it plays good. Because most people go, nope, got to have pink. And then you swap the guitar and it doesn't play as good. And you're like, damn it. So kudos to him for thinking that way. And I also thought he was thinking good in a couple other things he was talking about. So anyways, go watch Know Your Gear. Go watch that from Friday. It was a good show. I get excited when I see some of the new generation of young kids on YouTube, male and female, playing me too. Me too. I'm just hoping that those kids get really good jobs. And then in about 10 or 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when they're looking for a Kramer Beretta, that I put that on reverb and then they pay me all the money for it. That's what I'm really looking forward to. William De Silva says a well-good set-up guitar practically plays itself. You are correct, sir. Which is what I told my buddy today when he told me, oh man, there's high frets and blah, blah, blah. And I go, hey, buddy, that guitar should play itself. And you're going to take it in for a $200 fret job? Send the guitar back. Send it back. Back to Nashville. Back to Nashville. But I do have a metal cop played my gold top blackback that I got from Nashville at the Gibson Garage. And I think that metal cop liked that guitar. He goes, oh my God. Like he starts strumming on it. And I go, you like that? And he goes, oh, this is a nice guitar. So nice guitars do come out. You just got to, again, that takes me back to how many live streams ago when I said, I'm at the point now to where I don't like buying guitars that I can't touch first. I'm sure the green Dweezil will be fine once I get to it. It'll be fine. I guess I'm kind of putting my foot in my mouth because some of the guitars I buy. But the good thing is I know a guy that can kind of fix it and get it playing good. So I guess either way, I'm okay. But sometimes you do get guitars that don't play that good, and they're just not meant to be a guitar. The wood's not meant to be a guitar. At the end of the day, it's a piece of wood. Just like Bill, my mentor, used to always tell me, Mike, at the end of the day, it's a piece of wood. And it's true. Is it meant to be a guitar or is it not meant to be a guitar? Chris says, I had an actual Paduic neck and body N4 years ago, and I'm kicking myself for selling it. Buddy, I remember when I could have got one of those Paduics for like $700 off the San Diego Reader, or maybe it was Craigslist or the Recycler or something. I was living in Temecula. No, I was living in San Diego. No, that was surely off like the Recycler or something like that. Because I remember I tried to lowball the guy and he goes, no, man, I'm firm. And it was $700. And I was like, well, I'm not, I tried to get him down and he wouldn't go down and I didn't get it, but it was heavy. I remember the guitar being very heavy. And that's what Phil said, that's why he's keeping the guitar, because it's like 8 pounds and it's a good weight for him, which 8 pounds is my sweet spot as well. So that's why you keep that. That's why he's keeping the guitar. Is it going to affect your playability? I mean, even if you're power chording on the first fret, there's no way you're getting anywhere near that nut. You're not getting anywhere near that. So it's surely just kind of a cosmetic problem. But uh, you know, that's kudos to him, man. Either way. So whatever. So, Overlord says, let's hit the like button. Let's go. Appreciate that. Humberto, what's up, man? How's the Texas Ghost doing? Let me know how the Texas Ghost is doing. Let me know how that. Nice to see you, pal. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. Stu says, learn to do it yourself. I agree. Hey, I shouldn't even say that. I was going to say I've given you guys a lot of content, but I've given you guys some stuff that I think will help a lot of people. Like now I've got people emailing me going, hey, what do you think about, hey, can you help me with this? I was like, no, I've done a video on that. Go back and look at it. And then I had some people going, oh yeah, hey, thanks, man. And then so I guess there's enough on there now to where, and my 1 year anniversary show was kind of short because I had something coming up and I kind of cut it short. But those are the things that I want to talk about, with my show being 1 year, and my apologies about not putting a bunch of stuff on right now. But, I did start a new job in my defense. So I'm kind of focused on that and figuring that out, working with different people and stuff and just kind of figuring that out. But, so I've been kind of busy, but yeah, it makes me feel good to be able to help you guys out and say, hey, do this, do that, email me, whatever, which I should probably say here. You can email me direct at 40gritguitars@gmail.com. Okay. And again, the swag is there on my website, 40gritguitars.com. 5150, 10% off right now, 5150 in the discount, or however my kids got that set up. Just punch in 5150 and it's 10% off. So, but I do enjoy helping you guys out. So, Umberto, thanks for being here, buddy. Appreciate it. Learn to do it yourself, 100%. In my opinion, I'm going to say that 30% of people who want to learn guitar, I think, get discouraged because their instrument is not up to being a learning tool. I think you may be 100% correct about that. But remember, I watched a thing not too long ago, and it said that a lot of guitar players are middle-aged guys that wish they could have done it younger, and the best time to learn to play guitar is when you're young. And I think that there's something to that, because still to this day, I'll come in here and start playing and I bounce into something I played when I was a young kid. And I'm like, how in the hell do I remember that shit? But I'm still remembering stuff. So I think that you're 100% correct in that. And that's what's so frustrating, because on a stack of Bibles, I would like to have all you guys come and line up outside my garage, and I could just sit there and tweak your guitar for you and play it and say, I can make this play better, and I could fix it. And then you would, I could tweak it for you, and then you would see. And I think Metal Cop, if Metal Cop's still here, Metal Cop can say that, I think that's one of the things he said about my guitars, is he said every guitar, there was consistency in every guitar, and every guitar played great. So, Metal Cop, if you're still here, I don't want to cite you incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure that's what you said. And that's what's important about, you can make any guitar play good. Doesn't have to be a $10,000 guitar. Doesn't have to be a $5,000 guitar. The people that spend big money on guitars are stupid people like me, because it's like I'm chasing stuff from my youth. I'm chasing stuff to be able to look at it and touch it and go, oh my God, I finally have it. I'm still chasing stuff like that. I think it might be over. I legitimately think it might be over now with regards to what I'm chasing, because I just really have a lot of stuff, and I don't think it's quite hoarding, but it probably is to my girl. She probably thinks it's hoarding, but that's okay. We all have our opinions. But I think my days of chasing are over. But you don't have to have a really super expensive guitar to make it play good. My buddy texted me today. This is actually perfect. Hopefully I don't mess my camera up. My buddy John texted me, sent me a picture of his guitar room. And he just bought an Adrian Vandenberg or Adrian, whatever that is from. No, that's not right. The guy from Iron Maiden bought one of those guitars. He says, I'm back. And he said, buying a new guitar really helps. And it's great for mental health. And it's really taking me back. And he took a picture. And this white Kramer sit there is a guitar that I had sold him a long time ago, and I sold it to him for $50. I said, give me the cost of the pickups, just because he's a friend of mine. And as I just see that guitar there, it's one of those Kramer Pacer reissues, you know. And he said, love that thing, still one of my favorite guitars. Doesn't have to be an expensive guitar, man. Does not have to be an expensive guitar. Does not. Okay, so very true. Do my own setups, but I've had a pair of my guitars set up professionally. They're awesome. I need more practice. I saw a meme the other day says that buying guitars doesn't make up for practice. And that's 100%. I think that's where I'm at in life. I buy guitars because I just can't play enough anymore. So I live in it somehow. I am way behind in the chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I start talking and I can't. Is there a way to set a string tree for a right-handed reverse? Okay. Is there a way to set a string tree for a right-handed reverse Fender head? Send me pictures, buddy. I'll figure it out for you. Yep. Only use the real Floyd Springs and part. Yep. I am way behind in the chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I only use black on the original Floyd Rose Springs, no colored Chinese crap. Correct. Like I said, hey, love FU Tone. I gave him a shot on the Springs. Not as good as the original stuff. There's something to it. Original Floyd Rose Springs in black or the original gold or whatever color that is. I dig the Battleship Gray color. Yeah, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. So I built this guitar when I was on vacation a couple years ago. FU Tone Bridge. Shout out to Adam Reaver. FU Tone Bridge. Roasted maple. Pearl body. Block. Brass block. Push pull. DiMarzio push pull. FU Tone. Sir SSH Plus. DiMarzio Air Norton. I painted it. I reliced it. The gray is cool. Roasted Warmouth neck. And it's great. Cool guitar. This is this is number 4. I stamped all these as I was doing them. So apparently that's the 4th one I did. Appreciate that. Thank you, man. William De Silva. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Don't feel too bad. My friend is 50. I'm 54 as well. Oh, God, I'm so behind in the chat. Where are you freaking kidding me? Okay, balls not cool. No, balls are never cool. Hello. Oh, hey, man. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Hello to Brazil. Metal Cop. I'll just piss people off with their upgrades. Don't get me started on questions. Hey, let's go. I've been sub forever. Just didn't know you went live. Yeah, I go live every once in a while, buddy. I just haven't been doing a lot lately, which I've already talked about. I don't talk about it no more. Go to Black Springs are great also. Never tried them, but noted. Jack Butler. Yes, Jack Butler. I love that guitar. Jackson. I love Jackson Charvel. My Abbott is number 1. Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with Floyd Rose. When they're on, they're on. And if you don't know what you're doing, the last thing anyone needs to do is to start turning knobs on it. Correct. You need somebody to set your Floyd Rose up with you. And if you're ever in the Phoenix area, hit me up. My luthier Willie was on the set of Crossroads to repair the Jack Butler guitar when Vi had to shoot the drop scene a few times. Had to glue the headstock back on and glue the body back together. That guitar's at a Hard Rock Cafe somewhere. I forgot where. Somebody in the chat. Funny. I would like to see a broken. I would like to see the broken headstock. Funny. Chris mentions that I run the same string on different guitars, same scale, less, and same basic setup. Charvel and EVH Wolfgang. The EVH always feels stiffer. Listen to me on the Springs. Listen to me on the Springs. Just swap the Springs out. Black Floyd Rose or original Floyd Rose. Because Darren, my EVH guitars, there's no stiffness at all in my EVH guitars. They play like butter. That guitar right there, oh my God. I pulled it down the other day and they're effortless and it's tuned standard. So coming down a half step helps, but I hear you, Monkey. Once you get the hang of them, you grow to love them. Correct. So you got to know what's going on with the Floyd Roses. If you don't know, or hey, man, if you need any help, let me know. Let me know, okay? Thank you, my friend. Metal Cop says, I was trying to see that Dweezil has his chartreuse green Charvel and a performance that was nearly the same color. That performance was hanging inside performance. They have that guitar and it's gone now. And he told me that he sold it because I went in there not too long ago and it was up on the ceiling. It was like hanging when you're standing at the bench. If you turned around, it was hanging like right behind you. It was a green performance. And I said, and I think it was signed by Dweezil, and he said he sold it. So I think I know the guitar you're talking about. LOL, if when we do our OU crew meetup in Vegas, you're going to, oh yeah, I would do that. Heck yeah, I would do that. I'll go. Hey Rob, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? That's my buddy. No Red Frenchie. Nah. I think so. Oh man, I'm behind in the chat. The Red Frenchie, I've been watching him and he's got a tuning problem on that guitar. And I wish I could go through that guitar for him. And I just kind of feel like, I'm not sure if he's vibing with that guitar. I could be way off. I could be off. It's fine. But, no Red Frenchie. I don't like that guitar. I do a white Frenchie. He needs to break out. Where's the performance at? Where's the freaking performance? Someone will have to get Jimmy and I out of jail or the Bunny Ranch. Well, you guys go have fun. Speaking of the Red Frenchie, what do you think about his tone? I just don't think it's there, in my opinion. So he's using different amps. He's not using the Soldanos. So I heard he's using Marshalls. So you may be onto something there. I would rather see him with his Soldanos. That's Steve Martini. You know, ever played through a Soldano? I've got a Hot Rod 50, and you got to be good to play through a Soldano. But I think you're onto something there, sir. Speaking of Ibanez, am I mistaken, or don't you have a gem? My gem's right there. I got a floral. That's the only one I have. That's an original 88 or 89. That's original, and it's mint. I got that here locally for $3,000. Believe that? Freaking crazy. Been sitting in storage for years. The guy's a doctor, and he put it on offer up. Put it on for $4. I hit him at $3, and he said today, and I said today, and he said let's go. And I was like, oh my God, I just got that guitar for $3,000 because I thought for sure he was going to tell me no, but I can't believe I got that guitar for $3,000. Crazy. Okay, so that's my. Get these banners off here. Go back to the chat. I am so sorry, guys. I'm way behind in the chat. Speaking of okay, there we go. Speaking of Ibanez, Overlord is on the way. Yeah. Yep. There it is. Yes, Rage Against the Machine. Tom Morello, correct. Tom Morello, Rage Against the Machine. Smack my head. Randy Price, smack my head. LOL. Lived in the 80s. Well, 3 years, but yeah, Randy, you're just a young chap. Randy's just a young chap. Metal Cop says, I love the gold top. Played like a dream and it sounded absolutely killer unplugged. I should have let I don't know why we didn't plug in that day. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of goofed that visit up there, bro. My apologies. Musically, the 80s and all genres, very fruitful time. I agree. I'll tell you something else, man. I find myself listening to 80s on 8 a lot. because now I'm appreciating the stuff I really didn't listen to in the 80s. Like shoot, Tears for Fears was on the other day, and I was like, that song really wasn't that bad. I used to make fun of that stuff, and now it's really not, really wasn't that bad. Peter Gabriel, I didn't really listen to that stuff until I found out that that's Ed's favorite album. So then I go and buy it, and I start listening to it. I'm like, dude, this album's killer. Like, it's so much. That's what's beautiful about there's so much stuff to go back and stumble on. There's always something there that you find. That's what's cool. Randy Price, how do you know all these 80s classics? Yeah. Randy Price is a student of the 80s, and he knows a lot of shit. So agreed about the piece of wood comment. I've had more than a couple high dollar jacks that sounded dead. There's no fixing that. You can't, man. And that's why, Bill Zola, rest in peace. He used to always say, Mike is a piece of wood. And he's right. Rest in peace, sir. What a good guy. Texas Ghost is killing it. Humberto, we fixed his guitar, and he's killing it. You still doing your tribute thing? Your tribute to something? I forgot what band you were attributing, but your Stu Petty says you've helped me a lot. Hey, good, bro. I mean, hey, if I just hit one person, it's perfect. My childhood's best friend's parents were really young, so I used to rob their CD collection. That's cool. Or have you ever played a model Charvel Model 88? I'm sure I have. I was just my buddy texted me the other day, and he said, has there ever been a guitar that you saw and you wish you would have gotten it? And I said there was a Charvel, and I think I'm really thinking it was a San Dimas, because I was in 11th grade, Dr. Guitar, Westland, Michigan. I went in there and I picked it up, and it was a Lake Placid blue maple neck, and I picked it up, super wide neck. And I remember playing it going, oh my God, Ralph, this thing plays awesome. And he goes, yeah, that's one for my personal collection. And I didn't even ask what the cost was because I didn't have any money. So, but that's surely one that got away. I'm pretty sure I have, but all those old Charvels are great, man. They're great. That would be sweet. I don't know. If you set up a $100 guitar can play, you're correct. You're 100% correct, Peggy. You can, exactly. You can make any guitar play good if you got the right person, especially when you buy online guitars before you play them. See, man, that's where I'm at. You can't. I'm trying to stay away from the buying guitars from online because you don't know what you got. I agree. Those Super Strats from Steve Brown Sound and the ST80 from Harley Benton. Look at the Steve Brown Sound guitars are cool, I think. I'm not sure if I would buy one, but I think they're cool. I'm catching up quick on this chat. I'm entering my build, my own guitar phases. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, if I had to go to a gig right now, I say this on every guitar, but I don't know, man. See, like I just got this guitar out the other day because I was going through inventory. Still in perfect tune. I haven't tuned it. Nothing. Perfect. I mean, the neck is perfect. Twists or nothing, man. Good. That Warma stuff's good. I like Warma stuff. Metal Cop says, "Nah, you quoted me correctly. All of 40 Grist guitars has fantastic setups. It was impressive. I wish he could set up all of mine, buddy. But I would. I would." Adrian Smith, yes, correct. Adrian Smith, you are correct. My Squire CV plays every bit as well as my $5,000 double cut. It's so true. So when my buddy called me today about that Firebird, he goes, "Bro, it's crazy. I'm playing a $1,500 American-made Strat, and it plays better than this Firebird does." I go, "Send it back. Send it back." I work on them now more than I play. See, man, that's where I'm at. I told somebody that the other day. I think I get more out of working on them than I do out of playing them. Although I do come in and play every once in a while, I don't do it I don't do it as often as I used to, but I get more out of it playing them now. So I'd up for a well-tuned guitar, yes. Correct. Yep. Set up good, you're good. I got a USA Adrian Smith Ebony board. I converted to a one. That's cool. And one volume, yeah. Hey, man, I love the one humbucker guitars. Got way too many of them. Love maple necks, too. Maple necks are my thing. Stu Petty's laughing about something. William DeCivil, anybody trade those Halo noiseless springs? I have not. But noted, I'm so far deep. Where am I at? I'm at an hour and 4. I was only going to be on here for an hour. I am so far deep in what I like now that I don't know if it would matter if somebody said, try this. I might. I think I've seen what you're talking about. I just don't know if I would, because it's just like amps. Like somebody said the other day, hey, have you tried a Friedman something? And I go, I said, I got a really good amp guy. And my amp guy said, if you're an EVH guy and you play other heads and you only like the EVH, don't go for something else, because you're not going to find it. EVH is if you like the EVH stuff, don't venture out. And he's 100% correct, because I bought the Soldano, not a fan. I have the Marshall JVM 50 watt, which I bought because I played it over at my buddy's house and I thought it played amazing. I got a good deal on it in California. I plugged it in not too long ago. I didn't like it. I bought the Friedman Jakey Lee. Didn't like it. It just doesn't get to what I want it to be. If you're looking for that vintage thing, it's cool. But I got the EVH 100 watt. I got the 250 watts. I got a black Stealth. I got a white one. I got the Soldano 50 watt, the JVM, the 5150 combo PV, the 5150 EVH combo 212. And then I got the Iconic. I'm playing through out of the Iconic all the time. So it's freaking amazing. So again, you get me sidetracked. Going on to other, like trying new stuff, man. I just have a hard time doing it because I found my thing, I'm good around my Adrian Smith. Yep. Hey, R2, what's up, man? Hey, great playing the other night. I was watching you guys shred out a little bit. Everybody saying hello, Overlord, wow. Last I heard, the Jack Butler is in their Hard Rock in Biloxi. It's been in Vegas, Houston, and New Zealand. So when I went to Singapore, I went to the Hard Rock Cafe and the Bones guitar was there. And I still have a picture of it. It was in Singapore. Now I don't know where that guitar is, but I know that it was in Singapore and it was the original and it was cool. We caught the end of when you buy on. Yeah. Hey, thanks for that. Sorry I cut that show short. I should have had people on. I don't know what I was thinking for that show, but I know that I think it kind of snuck up on me. Like I was like, oh my God, it's my 1 year anniversary. So I just wanted to come on and I should have had people on. I should have done something for that, but oh well, maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll build a guitar and give it away or something, That'd be cool for a 2-year. I got to get my viewer hours up, man. I'm like way down. This is ridiculous. Rest in peace, Mick Rouse. I think I know who that is. Hey, 40, have you listened to Wolf Hoffman from Accept? He plays Framus guitars. I believe they are German made. I remember you saying you weren't sure who he was. From Accepted? No, I don't know who that is, but I will check it out. Note to self, Accept, yeah. That's what I figured. I figured that's what you were saying. Stu Petty says Wolf Hoffman is a god. I apparently need to go check him out. Tribute to Danzig, yes. Humberto's a tribute to Danzig. Tribute to STP at a cult. That's cool, man. Nice. I'm really catching up in the chat here, so I'm sorry, guys, for falling behind. Are Frankenstrats still around, Mike? I haven't seen one in quite a while. That was one that you got away from me years ago. Yeah, you can still get them. Look on like Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is a good place. You usually not more. There's not a lot of morons. This is my opinion. There's not a lot of morons on Facebook Marketplace. They're more like normal guys selling guitars. OfferUp, I try to stay away from OfferUp because they're weird. Craigslist, kind of outdated, but sometimes you'll find some good stuff on there. But I've seen Frankenstrats on OfferUp. I see Frankenstrats on OfferUp all the time out here in Arizona. So I think we're still talking about Wolf Hoffman. James says, yeah, I turned 58 on Friday. Happy birthday, sir. Living the 70s and 80s, great time, great memories. Man, tell me about it. Happy belated birthday to Hames. Happy birthday, whoever that is. Louis Villarreal, yes, been listening to him since 83. See, that's what I mean about there's always somewhere you can go and touch something from the 80s and be like, oh my God, I've never dabbled here. And then you dabble in it and you get like in a big, that's how I stumbled on Black and Blue. Was never into Black and Blue in the 80s. When I moved out here in 15, I went on a Black and Blue kick, went on a huge Black and Blue kick for a long time. Great band. The guitar you held up, the headsucks is Jackson, but the side truss rod adjustment is a Warma. That's a Warma. Yeah, man. Buy your logos on eBay and then put them on. And if you put them on correctly, it'll look professional. Same. I always thought that Jackson logo on those Adrian Smiths were cool. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's like a cool logo. It's huge. So I said, I'm going to put that on one of my guitars. So that's where I got it. I bought it one day and I said, I'm going to put it on that roasted. And I think it's a cool looking guitar. That's a cool looking guitar, right? I had to sand the balls off, but other than that, I mean, it's a 3, but that's kind of funny. That's my 4th build, but I numbered it 3. I don't know why I did that. I think it just looked, because I had 4 already. I think that's why I did that. Where am I at? I'm catching up quick. Let's go. Same. I accept Balls the Wall tour. That's cool. Ticket stubs and yeah, cool, man. Do you work on acoustics too? I mean, I could do some stuff. I mean, like there's a guy. I had somebody hit me up in California the other day and said, hey man, could you work on my guitar? Because he thought I was in California. I was like, bro, I wish I could, but Chuck Block and Lake Elsinore is the master, and he really is. I'm sure Chuck's still alive, but he's an older guy. He owned Block's Music and Repair in LA for years, and then he moved to Lake Elsinore, which is where Sir was, and he helped me on a lot of guitars, and he did fantastic acoustic work. So really, like cutting a nut, tweaking it, setting it up, stuff like that. Yeah. Major repairs, no. I don't do major repairs on acoustics. And trust me, I mean, to be in the acoustic repair in Arizona would be great because everything's like dried out. There's no humidity out here. So everybody's acoustic guitars are really jacked up, unless they're smart and they run a humidifier. I run a humidifier in my room. I'm always between 40 and 50%. It fluctuates, but if it gets too high, I'll drop it down. Got to have a humidifier out here, man, because like everything shrinks out here. It's freaking weird. Like when I first moved out here in 15, I would go buy guitars and there was always fret sprout, but I always was smart. I didn't go hogging on it and file it off. I would let it sit in humidity for, a week or two and then start checking it. And the neck would always fatten up. Maple super quick, rosewood super quick, ebony not so quick, so, but Stu Petty says he likes the EL34 EVH. Yeah, they're cool. I had one. I just didn't enjoy it as much as a 606. I've had one. Everybody's talking about Accept. I apparently need to go check this cat out. Restless Wild's the best. Metal Heart. Been listening to Metal Heart lately, so I assume we're still talking about Accept. A local guitar center has a USA Jackson Adrian Smith for $2,500 to use. Neck feels nice. Actually, more like a fuller Charvel profile, which I like, but it badly needs a setup. Yeah, man. I mean, like, hey, man, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if I would let one of those Guitar Center guys work on my stuff. I like going in there and just like watching those kids. Somebody brings their guitar in, some goof brings his guitar in, and then like I sit there, like I'll just sit there and watch and see if they go through the guitar, if they ask them questions, like say, hey, what are you looking for? Do you like the way it plays? All the questions that you should be asking. See if they but they don't. They just take it out and put it on the bench and start like monkeys. They got to see the logo from the back row. Yeah, man, right? That's cool, right? I think that's cool. I think that's the only Jack mod I've seen with a Fender headstock. The Adrian Smith, yeah, I think you're right. I think you are correct, sir. James says he invested in the EVH 5153 EL34 50 watt. The EVH 5153 B for Eddie. Yeah, I've got a 100 watt. I got a white one right there. It's great. It sounds great. The problem is you can't get it going on a low volume. 100 watt and white. Yep, that's what I got. Love it. You need to check out Wolf. Okay, all right. Enough of the accept stuff. I'll go check them. Hold on a second. Damn it, Wolf Hoffman. I'm writing it down now. Wolf Hoffman and those springs. Noiseless. I'll go back and look and see what brand that was. I guess I'll check those out. Since you had John Thayer on, I see him all the time in videos. Hope you have him back someday. I could probably have John on. Yeah, I asked him at the end of the show if he wanted to do a part 2, and he said he would. So I got to hit John up because, like I said, I'm going to Anaheim for that Rat show, and I'm going to see if I can get back there and see Warren again. There was a time when Warren knew us. It's just so stupid. Boy, he's like, oh, these guys again. Kevin says, Phil, just need to remove the nut reshape and then I have it refinished and it will be fine. Okay, I guess we're talking about stuff in the chat about what they're doing. Kevin says, by the way, just bought 2 Washburn N4 walnut custom. Oh, cool, man. Oh, man, nice. Best guitars I've ever owned. The intonation spot on purpose. Yeah, well, you got to do that buzz, which is setting intonation. What is on 3rd fret or I forgot. I set the intonation on that Nuno. I looked it up. It's not something I'll remember because you've got to set those up a certain way. So, but yes, you're correct. That thing plays fantastic. That my Nuno, God, it plays good. Plays good. Oh, what just happened? $2,500 too high. I bought my 2,300 brand new in 22. Okay, probably talking about that Adrian Smith. So, favorite guitar, Edward. No doubt. I gotta miss him. God, I miss him. Every once in a while, there'll be something that comes on, and I'm like, somebody sent me the South Park the other day. It says we're gonna combine all of our religious symbols into one, and everything morphed into the Van Halen symbol. And if you haven't seen that, it's pretty funny. I was laughing for a few minutes watching that, but I will. Oh, by the way, if you didn't see the Wolfgang Drummo where he plays the Van Halen stuff, it's really good. I think that's what it's called, Drummo or something like that. But Wolfgang was on there, and he played a lot of the old Van Halen stuff, and it's really cool because he was saying that if my Uncle Al wouldn't have been in a band with my dad, he would have been a more recognized drummer. It's just that my dad, he was basically saying that Ed had stole the spotlight from Al, and it took away from Al being looked at as one of the best drummers of all time. And I think that Wolfgang's 100% correct in saying that because I think Al's a fantastic drummer, but it's cool to go back. I just watched it again the other day and watch him play that stuff because he knows it. You can tell he knows it. And at the end, he says, I don't play this stuff a lot anymore because it's just not the same. And it's not the same. It's not. And I don't want to get all cheesy about Ed or anything, but man, I fucking miss the guy, you know? I miss him. And it's really sad not to have something like coming and you got so excited because you heard a little snippet or you saw something like, oh, here we go again, you know, Ed's back and blah, blah, blah. And then you would be looking to see what guitars he's playing and how long is his hair and, you know, what's he, you know, and it was just always so cool to have that come around the corner. And the Van Halen camp was always tight-lipped, so it was always a surprise, you know. I listened to those Dwyer Michaels the other day, and they called him. They go, Ed. And he goes, who's this? And they go, Ed. It's Dwyer Michaels calling from blah, blah, blah. He goes, you got the wrong number. And they go, oh, come on. And he goes, hey, man, nothing to say. Nothing to say. When it happens, you'll know. And that's what was cool about the Van Halen camp. They're always tight-lipped, so everything was always a surprise. So my favorite guitar player of all time is and always will be Edward Van Halen, because although we hated the tight lip of the Van Halen camp, they always kept us guessing, and it was always a surprise. And I miss the guy. So I will leave it at that. God, I miss that guy. The Phil Collen Jackson signature has a Strat. You are correct. I've got the back there. Yeah, right there on the end. I think you can see it right there on the end. See it? The stealth gray. That's a Phil Collen with the sustainer. I love that guitar. That's a cool guitar, man. Got to have one of those. Drumeo, whatever. Yes, but yes, if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Wolfgang on Drumeo, I think it's called. I think that's how you pronounce it. Drumeo, whatever. Pro Series signature Josh Smith soloist has a Fender headstock too. Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot of Jacksons that have a Fender headstock. So that's cool. Cool. Looks like I've caught up in the chat. Alex's drumming style is unmistakable. You are correct, sir. Man, I'm at 2 hours. Thank you so much. I'm lucky to have you guys. I appreciate you. If you guys have any more questions before I sign off, jump in and hit me up. You guys want to talk about something else? If not, I'm just going to jump off and go and hang out with my better half for a little while. But I'm lucky to have you guys. I'm not sure if I said that on my 1 year anniversary, but I appreciate all your comments. I think in the entire time I've had this channel, maybe 3 bad comments. And they really weren't even that bad. Just people being difficult. I had one the other day. Guy was bagging on my buddy's Les Paul on the Randy Rhoads pedal demo. And that's an Epiphone, and he put a Gibson headstock on it, but that guitar plays really good. That's his number 1 Les Paul. And when he was coming over to do it, I go, hey, do you want to play one of mine? He goes, nope, I'll bring mine. And I said, okay, cool. So I think I changed the strings on it that day. And then he went and did the video, and then the guy's clowning he goes, all those guitars, and you're playing an Epiphone. Well, you know, that's what happens when you open your mouth and you what is it? Mark Twain once said, it's better to remain silent and be thought the fool than to speak and remove all doubt. So one of my favorite sayings of all time. We watch it now. Yes, that's a good show. So check it out. Humberto says, have a great night, 40. We will try to catch on when you are on. Yes, please subscribe. And we will, I will do my best to jump back on when I can. Break a string, Mike. God, I hope I don't break a string. I'll take any excuse to geek out over a Floyd Rose Super Strats. Yes, I love Floyd Roses, and I love geeking out on guitars. Every guitar is worth 1,000 words, in my opinion. Every guitar is worth 1,000 words. What's performance headstock? Some of my performance headstocks have Strat headstocks, and I've seen the banana headstocks on performance. So like very slender, like a Focus headstock. So I think that's probably what you're talking about. Very slender, like the Focus headstock. So Lewis says, good night, everyone. Thank you, 40 Grit. Hey guys. So I will end on that. And again, I super appreciate you guys coming, and thank you for being here. And we will see you on the next one. And adios, muchachos. Any questions, hit me up, and I'll see you guys later.